Uh, um, oh shoot, I can't believe I forgot the kid's name, but you know, the Olympian, the great Olympian southpaw who blitzed his opponent. They'll come to me. Adrian Broner, all these guys he mentored. And then we also going to talk about Austin Trout, and we also going to talk about Virgil Ortiz versus Mimashi. So all that we're going to talk about. Try to get nice, short, in a nutshell. All right. So first of all, Rigo versus Cassimero. So a lot of people say some people say, oh, the fight was boring. Some other people say that Cassimero didn't win the fight. Rigo was robbed. Let me put it to you guys this way: the split decision I thought was a good decision. It was a win for Casemiro, yes. And I'm going to explain to you why the judges thought it was a win for Casemiro. I'm also going to explain to you guys why Rigo could have won the fight as well. So, if split decision was fair enough, it could have been a draw. Let me hit you guys up with the reasoning, okay? Casemiro drops Rigo in the first round. They say it was a push down. Casemiro gets a little bit rough and rugged with Rigo. Rigo decides, you know what, screw this. I'm going to be on my bicycle, okay? And Rigo brilliantly moved around the ring. He measured distance really diligently with his jab to make sure he was clear away from Casemiro, okay? Taking no chances. And he moved. He really moved. Now, let me explain what he did because a lot of people don't understand you can't run, okay? It's not running. And it wasn't running. What he did, yes, he wasn't trying to engage, okay? He was trying to stay at a certain distance from Casemiro, but it was controlled. What I mean by that is Rigo stayed on the outside of Casimiro's lead hand. That is to say, he was to the left, or sorry, to the right. Well, depends on who you're talking about. So if this is me, I'm Casimiro. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way back here, and I'm popping my jab. Right, this is my jab here. Rigo's on this side of the jab all the time. Now, why? And Casimiro was always a step behind. He didn't realize he needed to adjust the angle to cut off Rigo, so that Rigo would go the opposite direction, so that he could control Rigo. He didn't understand. That's how you get Rigo to the ropes. That's how you get the whale on him. So Casimiro didn't know how to cut off the ring. So we had this sort of little dilemma. And Rigo, he would change direction, you know. And I'll tell you guys this: learn this. Always good to be an all-round boxer. Casimiro's really good in the pocket, really good at mid-range. Not good at outside the pocket, and he's not good at inside the pocket. Okay, right up close. Rigo figured that out real quick, and so he stayed either way outside the pocket, or he was right up close and he was clinching up Casimiro so he couldn't actually throw punches. He smothered him. That was his strategy for the fight, and it helped him to slow down the fight and therefore dictate the fight. He was the guy that was dictating the pace of the fight. So from that, Rigo, you would say, okay, he's got ring generalship, he got defense, right? Those were two things Rigo had. The entire fight made Casimiro miss. Uh, he had ring generalship. He was controlling the pace and tempo of the fight. But the one thing Rigo wasn't doing enough of was being offensively minded. Because he was so far away from Casimiro, he had to wait for Casimiro to close the distance to try and counter Casimiro. And Rigo's a counterpuncher by nature. So he did land a couple lead lefts to the head and to the body, especially when Casimiro stopped him and said, hey, man, where you going? Come to me, come to me. And then he would throw a lead left to the body or something. Didn't really have much of an effect on Casimiro because Casimiro also got defense. Casimiro was kind of fending off most of the shots, blocking most of the shots. He did catch him with a couple good shots, but Casimiro usually was hitting him with a shot when that happened. And Casimiro obviously is a heavy puncher. Rigo realized that he didn't want no part of that. So he decided, I ain't getting my ass knocked out at this age in no ring. So he started to circle Casimiro, and he started to box Casimiro from a great distance most of the time. All right, and he kept his lead foot on the outside of Casimiro's lead jab and his lead foot. So he's constantly moving around the ring, and he always had that advantage that Casimiro wanted to come in so he could light up Casimiro. Casimiro couldn't light him up. So it was brilliant, his strategy and his game plan. You could see the years and years of veteran experience there. And he made Casimiro look kind of crazy at times. But Casimiro, in applying his pressure, he's a smart fighter. I realize that. Now, Cassimero wasn't using his jab enough, but again, he's an orthodox fighter going on southpaw. It's really the lead right that really matters. And he did work Guillermo Rigondeaux's body. He was going wild for a minute, and he was just reckless trying to come in. Rigo made him pay whenever he was reckless. But then he sobered up, and he started to land left hooks to Rigo's body. That stopped Rigo from circling the direction, and it got him for at least a minute or so to go the opposite direction. And once he goes in the opposite direction, that's where Cassimero has the advantage. So Cassimero got Rigo on the ropes a couple of times. He also hit him with a couple of shots. Rigo would clinch up, but Cassimero would still keep punching in the clinch, right? And he roughed up Rigo a bit. You have to rough up Rigo. And obviously, Rigo was a superior boxer. He just wasn't throwing enough offensive output. Cassimero actually started landing more body shots as the fight was going on. Rigo was clinching a little bit more. And basically, the fight ended with Cassimero trying to pursue Rigo and still not being able to fully connect with him like he wanted to, but landing a lot of body shots. Mostly the body shots were the most effective that Cassimero had. He did catch him with a jab once or twice, Rigo with a jab once or twice when Rigo tried to engage. Rigo realized, engaging was just not a good thing because this dude, once I get in the pocket with him, he's really winning the exchanges, and I have to clamp him down, I have to seal him down, lock him down. So Rigo realized he couldn't just. But at the same time, Cassimero got some respect for Rigo, how Rigo landed certain shots on him, so he wasn't just coming in on Rigo. And being a smart boxer, he was trying to figure it out how to get in on Rigo. And then he threw caution to the wind. He was like, screw it. And 11th to 12th round, he was just going after Rigo. So anyway, the long and short of it is, this was a fight that in some ways is a nightmare for judges, and in some ways it's not. And the split decision showed, one judge showed that this fight is for Cassimero. And one judge showed, no, this fight's for Rigo. And then another judge who probably liked the fact that Cassimero was the aggressor throughout the fight. Cassimero, like, he was swinging. And I was like, this is a closer fight than that, right? This was a closer fight than that. Now, I said I thought Cassimero would win. That was my prediction. But I didn't think he was going to win this kind of way, okay? I thought he would have boxed a lot smarter. I thought that he would cut off Rigo. He would realize what's happening and move laterally instead of trying to follow Rigo around the ring. Because what happened is Rigo started spellbinding Cassimero for a minute, especially in the middle rounds, and Cassimero was just following Rigo around. Rigo would go one direction, then he'd go another, he'd mesmerize Cassimero. Cassimero would just follow him around the ring. It was really funny. I was laughing throughout the fight. I was somewhat weirdly entertained by it because this was a this was a fight to me that was sort of funny in the sense that a small little guy like Rigo and a small little guy like Cassimero, how Rigo was kind of manipulating Cassimero a bit. And then Cassimero gets smart to it, and you can see he's like, that's what you're doing. Because, sometimes he get a little frustrated or whatever, and he would just stop following Rigo, period, and they both stand up watching each other. And they're both counter punchers, so they kind of feed off of each other, counter each other. And you saw some of those exchanges being counter punch exchanges. They were very firefighting. And, it was very interesting when they were fighting each other, actually firefighting. Yeah, I can see how the common fan would be somewhat bored by this, and I saw people booing, and then Rigo has a reputation. People think being a boring fighter. I didn't think he was boring. I think he was really controlling Cassimero and doing what he needed to do to try to get the win, as well as not get hurt in the process. So I don't really have anything against Rigo. People are calling Rigo Floyd and all these stupid things. I just think that at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do in that ring. Ain't nobody else in the ring with you, okay? And why should he get touched up? Why should he go to Cassimero's game and get beat up by Cassimero? Cassimero in the pocket, he's a problem, Thank you very much. He's got some weight himself. So that's cool. At least we still getting this signal. If I could just remember his name, but for some reason I can't remember his name. Anyway, he got a knockout, beautiful pull counter that knocked out the dude, and southpaw, the southpaw stance really good. Let me talk about Austin Trout. Now, Austin Trout had this fight actually a couple of days ago. He won against his third opponent in a row since losing his fight to, I think it was Charlo, somebody, or was it Jared Hurd? I can't remember. But he won his last fight, so I just wanted to talk. Yeah, okay. Was frozen. Well, I'm gonna talk over this, so we'll see how things go from there. So basically, uh, Rigo versus Cassimero. We talked about that. We're gonna talk now about Ortiz. So Virgil Ortiz, quite frankly, he you know, showed us that he not only was well conditioned, so he could a punch, but he also showed us that his response to Cavaliaskas was a really good response, and I really was impressed by that response to Castro. So got him out of there, dropped him 5, and he got him out of there. It was really good stuff. Jab to the pit. I like how he shot it from far, and then he could also come inside, you outside to inside. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically all I got for now. I'm watching knee, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wish you a good one. Peace. Stuff.